Hi everyone, this is Derek Ong, and I'm just here to give you a quick introduction to RapidMiner on this video. Now, so one thing good about RapidMiner is that it can help you to do a lot of data mining techniques without having the hassle of any programming that's involved in it. But if you're in education, make sure you download the education software, which is in this particular link here that I've given you as well. Also, be sure to make sure that you download the one that is right for your Windows. Okay. Now, after downloading the window, if you have already created an educational account, they will send you an email back to you. Make sure that you choose your education account and then activate your account for free. Okay, it should be for free for at least about a year license or so. All right. Now, verifying the email will give you the RapidMiner Studio, which limits you to about 10,000 rows limit, but that's perfectly fine if you're using it for teaching. But of course, if you're going to use it for the educational license, you will have to then try to update your license again later on. Okay, so a few things to note about what RapidMiner can do is that you need to know what are the repositories, the process panels, the views, global search, the ports, as well as the parameter, and so on and so forth. So some general things that RapidMiner can do, you need to first make sure that you prep your data, then you can do your modeling, and once you've got your modeling, you have to do some either visualization or validation, and then operationalize your model alongside with it. Now, you can see here that I've also shown to you what are operators. Operators will look something like this. Yeah, and then there is also an out button that reaches to a result. So these are what we call ports. Ports that will be connected through a thing here that's called the spline. Now this is very important so that the results can reach so that the results can be displayed. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, this is what you're going to see when you load up your your RapidMiner. And I'm just going to show it to you with a little bit of examples on what you're going to see in terms of this. So if I can make this a little bigger, there you go. Right, so right at the very top here, you notice that you will see the repository. So this repository here is where you get all your data sources. Okay, underneath the operators here, you will see where you can do your data prep. All right, you can also do your attribute selections. Let's say you don't want to use all your attributes. You can also make sure you can change your data, which is basically changing the form of your data. And finally, you can also do your modeling here. And for added some things that you might want later on, this is also where you can find your extensions. Now, this is quite handy later on when we do a little bit of text analysis and you find where the um, extensions come from. Now, this whole big canvas that you see here is what you call the process uh, the process panel. Now, if you remember from the previous previous slide that you saw, this is where you put in an operator, and this is where you see your out button or your out ports, which you need to create to a spline, and then you see a result coming out here. Now, this is important if you want to see the results. Yeah. Now, for every operator that you put in, now there are also parameters where you can set the operators so that you can see what kind of results that you want to come out. One of the cool things I like about this is that you can always change your view in RapidMiner where you can look at the design and the results. Now, I'm not going to be so much looking into the Turbo Prep auto model and deployments in this video, but I will show you a quick run through on how you can use just the design and the results. And always remember this button here, the run button, where basically you're going to run to see the results of your operations. Okay, So let me just do a quick demo for you to show you what you're gonna get. Okay, so this is what you see when you open up RapidMiner. You will be welcomed with is welcome to my RapidMiner studio window, where you can either start a new project, or you could choose a template to start from in terms of modeling. Now, some of these I will be doing in some of my later videos, so please watch for those videos as they come out. But for this particular one, what I'm going to show you are just some of the very basic things that you can do with RapidMiner, visualization of a spreadsheet data and so on and so forth, very quickly. All right, so first thing you need to look at is the repository. Where is your data going to come from? Now, when you set up a data into a project, it will go into this thing called a local repository. And most of the data that is saved into the local repository will be there as well. So if you want to use the data from your local repository, you can keep it in. But if let's say you have a new data set that you need to import into your local repository, so you just have to go and find where your data set is. Now, note that the data set that mostly the RapidMiner can take in is CSV and Excel files, but try to save all your files in CSV because it will be easier that way. So try and use CSV data files as much as possible. Yeah, comma separated value files. Okay, now for this particular example, I'm just going to show you a quick little data that is already within the RapidMiner's repository, and it's called the Titanic data set. So I'm just going to pull this data set here, and as you can see here, remember the ports have to be connected. The old RapidMiner requires you to draw the spline, but in this particular one, you can just press this automatic connect, and all the ports that need to be connected will be connected. Okay, so I can run this particular port here, and if you notice that there's a green little sign here that says means that the data is okay. Or the process runs perfectly. So when you look at results, they will show you a nice little spreadsheet of the data that has about 1,309 rows. So that's 1,309 incidences. If you look at the quick statistics, you can also see the name of the columns, the type of the columns, if there's any missing values, the statistics, and some of the values that come with it. Yeah, so this is very, very nicely done in terms of the explanation of your data set. So it's really, really quick and fast. But one of the cool things I'm going to show you is how you can do quick visualization for your data set, which is what I want to show you here. So this is a plot that I want to show you. So I want to do a bar column here, where in terms of the columns, I want to show the age of the column, right? So the value of the columns, I want to show the age. But of course, the age, they will show the actual age. But no, I want to aggregate the data. Make sure you click on aggregate the data to show you the average of the age. And you can, of course, group the data by the either the gender, or you can also color the group by the survived, right? So you can see that you have the average age of your survivors, yes and no for the green ones, or you can actually do it the other way around. You can put the survive here, and then you can put the sex here, so you can see that the age is yes and no. Or I can also put in an extra one. I can change this to, let's say, passenger class, right there, passenger class. So you can see those who survive from the first class are about an average age of 36, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is really, really cool for you to see. I can also add in a new plot if I want. I can add in a line plot in terms of the aggregate data. Of course, the value has to be, remember, the value of the line plot has to be maybe the age, which goes on top. This basically is the plot that sits on top the thing. Now, since I have the age here, I can also remove the age from this one. I can show you the passenger fare, right? If you notice that those who survive, the passenger fare is the highest, whereas the plot that goes supersede on top can also be in terms of the average age. So very nicely, what this has done is that it has given you, oh, sorry, this is the minimum, right? I can show you the average. Right, there you go. So very nicely, what this has done is that it shows you the minimum age of the age of the people who survive, the average age, and then also it shows you the average passenger fare. So you can see the average passenger fare by the ages as well. So you can actually add on new plots on top of another plot as well, so you can view the thing nicely. So and how you can save this is by basically export your chart either in a JPEG or a PDF, and then you can copy this and just paste it onto your Microsoft Word. So this is one of the quick and cool things that you can do with RapidMiner. All right, thank you. All right, so those were just some of the very basic things that you can do with RapidMiner, very quick and basic things. Now, one of the important things about RapidMiner is that it does modeling for you, very quick modeling. So in some of the next videos that I'm going to produce later on, I'm going to be looking at producing market basket analysis, a little bit on churn modeling, and also, market basket analysis, which is basically coming up with association rules in terms of marketing analytics and how you can see items come together. I'm also going to be looking at a churn model using decision tree, where you can predict customer churn based on decision tree. And as well as I'm going to be looking at text and web analytics as well in the next few videos. So please, if you like this series of videos, please subscribe to these videos and watch for the next videos to come. Thank you very much.